I want to remind you the fact this one analogy which I always give into my videos, and now I don't want to sound like a broken record, by the way. All right, I just don't want to sound like a broken record. But instead, what I want to do is that the reason why I will start in some of my videos to spread the same narrative, the same definition over and over again. It's instead of not sounding like a broken record, but to finally push it in your cranium so that you can understand it. And the thing is that the analogy I want to give you is that ever since the day you were born, you became as a war zone. You became as a war zone. You are a front line. Because picture this. Imagine like you are a beautiful piece of land. You are a beautiful piece of unclaimed territory with water, with the most beautifulest waterfalls. Imagine like it's Switzerland, all right? Switzerland just 100 times more beautifuler. And that's how beautiful you are as a territory, for example. And since you are unclaimed, beside you there are two empires who control the rest of the world. And you're just that single small speck that still has been unconquered. But there's a little catch. There is a little catch. The reason why this territory isn't claimed is because of instead of the other territories which can be claimed by just, warfare, infantry, and artillery, this territory can be claimed by only your permission. It can be only claimed by your permission, by your submission. And ever since that, these both empires are tirelessly fighting every single day to claim that piece of territory, because they know, both of these sides know that if they claim it successfully, they get an advantage over their enemy, and their enemy will become weaker. Now, this analogy which I just gave you is something also relatively about spiritual warfare. This is specifically how spiritual warfare is happening. And one of these parts of spiritual warfare which I wanted to talk about is something that simply in the modern day, I see a lot of people who walk in their faith. But there is one single nuance which even I have been through and I still struggle with to this day, is a thing called being distracted. It's being distracted simply. It's being distracted in your walk of faith. Every time you pray, have you ever wondered and noticed those times when you always just prayed? There'll be just always all of a sudden you just go like, oh, what happened? And you just continue praying. Because you see, if you are doing this, by the way, then let me remind you the fact that the reason why being distracted in prayer is one of the worst things that can happen. The reason why disconnection in prayer is one of the most worst things that can happen is that you have to start to realize that you are talking, my brother, to somebody who has created this entire place, who has created the entire universe, the world, and most importantly, you. You are talking to somebody who has created you and who is still providing for you and fighting for you no matter what sins you did. You first have to acknowledge that. You have to acknowledge the fact that you are talking to somebody who is the creator of the universe, who knows everything, and who even knows the amount of hair follicles you have in your head. That's how much he knows. I know that some of you people who are still watching me in this video might start to ask me this question of, oh, but, well, that's simply, how can I change? Well, if you asked me that question, you came to the right place, because there are 4 steps which you need to take to finally eliminate distractions in your prayer and overall your entire faith journey in your life. The first thing which I want you to do is very simple, which is you gotta delete short form content. And I already know that some of you people have been going like, oh, come on again. It's again the self-improvement guru that says, oh yeah, delete social media short form content. If you want to be close to the Almighty, you have to take the sacrifices. Acknowledge that. This is one of the starting reasons why you feel like a vegetable in everything you do. This is why you feel like a broken charger every day. You cannot properly focus because the modern world, I said in the previous video, the modern world has successfully managed to fry your brain so much to the point where even a goldfish is better at keeping its attention than you. A goldfish. Think of that. A creature that only flows around a bowl in water and waits till it gets fed 3 times a day. And you're being outbeaten by a fish. How pathetic is that? If you want to start seeing some change in your life, delete short form content. And I can guarantee you that you will thank me later. And the second thing which I want you to do is to simply start being mindful about these thoughts. By being mindful is that instead of always going like from these thoughts and go like, oh no, go away thoughts, go away. The reason why you need to be mindful is that first of all, this tactic, while it works, only works temporary because these thoughts will come back. What I want you to do is to be mindful about these thoughts. Where does the source of these thoughts come from? Where does the source of these thoughts come from? Why am I getting these thoughts? When am I getting these thoughts? In what specific situations am I getting these thoughts? Be mindful about the thoughts that you surround yourself with. And the best way how you can do that is on step number 3, which is change your life. You simply start to change. You change everything in your life. You change your atmosphere. You change your discipline. You change the way of how you act and how you work around people. You change your actions and your tasks in your day-to-day life. You eliminate all addictions in your life. And I can guarantee you, while this might seem overwhelming to you, which I completely understand if it's overwhelming to you, to change completely, but brother, I can already guarantee you that what I already said is 80%, is pretty much simply, you finish the second and third part 100% completely perfectly, you're already 80% done. You are 80% done. The last 20% is deleting short form content. When you delete short form content and stop concentrating on and stop thinking about it, you already are 20%. You already are 20% complete. And when you do these two other things, which I just mentioned, that's 80% done. And now the fourth thing, which is and now since we have reached this part of the video, which I'm very confident 99% of people already clicked off, because simply they do not have the attention span, nor they simply don't want to delete short form content. And by the way, if you're gonna use my videos only as merely entertainment, then I'm gonna be the first ever content creator on this world who's gonna declare you the words of get out of my channel. Genuinely, get out of my channel. If you're here to use my knowledge as only mere measly entertainment, then you're only as a scum of the earth. You are a rat in this ecosystem I created. You are a parasite. If you use this video as a pure entertainment and don't implement it in your life. And also those people who use my videos as an excuse to do sins, you are also a parasite. You are a parasite. So if you're gonna use this video as an entertainment and don't gonna take some actions, get out of my channel. Genuinely, get out of my channel. Genuinely, get out of my channel if you don't want to do any change. Because I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. And finally, the fourth thing, which is also as a pro tip of mine, is relatively very simple. It's very simple if you want to do this 101%. That is to simply, you need to rely on the Lord more. You have to simply lock in on Him more. Being distracted in prayer is also a very, very good indicator. Very, very good indicator that you have to change something in your faith. Change something in your faith journey and start to be closer to Him. Now, by closer, I don't mean that you need to always, by reading His Word 30 minutes every day and just meditate purely 10 hours a day. No, I don't mean that. By change, I mean that even the most slightest and the most smallest change can do the most biggest inflict on your entire faith journey. So also, you need to check your entire environment. Check the things and specks that are still around your faith journey and also eliminate them. And start to get closer to the Lord. But besides the point, I hope you have learned something from this video I have recorded for you. That is to simply, if you do these 4 things, I can guaranteeingly tell you, your life will immediately, when you finally finish these 4 things 100%, I can guarantee you, distraction will be a thing of the past. Because remember, brother, we will be up there. We will be up there. So also, for those people who have watched till the end of this video, we're not a part of the distracted, brain-dead 99% of the world. You have earned my respect. Because, brother, you are taking the right actions. You are taking the right actions, my brother. And I am proud of you for it. You have earned my respect. Because we will be up there. But besides the point, if you have any questions regarding self-improvement, Christianity, mental health, anything you need, just comment down below. And I will give you a blueprint. A step-by-step routine on how it can change and finally eliminate these things finally from your life. Besides the point, if you also like to, you can like and subscribe to support this ministry. And I hope I will see you all tomorrow. Jesus loves you.